Hello everyone and welcome back to Gundam of Gundams. I'm Josh,
This is Amy.
and today we're talking about Gquuuuuux episode 6. Very interesting setup episode, if I say so myself.
Yeah, a lot of lore dumping. Just basically a good overall episode to get us ready for the next one. It's a good transition episode, we'll say that.
It's a very good transition episode. We'll just start off at the beginning. So Machu and Yan switch places before the Gundam goes back to the Pomeranians' hideout.
Yeah, so they have no idea that Nian was actually piloting the Gundam. Maybe some suspicion, but I think for the most part they don't know anything, and I think we get that confirmed later on in the episode.
Yep. And then during that whole conversation, we get kind of flashbacks to the conversation that Machu and Yan had.
Yeah.
She's big mad.
Yeah, she basically calls the Gundam her space, so it's like violating her space, I guess, in a way, even though Nian can now talk to her about the Kira Kira as well. And she's really excited about it, but Machu just doesn't want to hear about it, and you see just kind of Machu lingering on it the whole episode, and just going through that. We'll talk about it later when we kind of get through those scenes, but I don't think it's gonna last too long with that whole bitterness that's going on here.
Yeah. But that's a relatively short scene, so that's about it for
right now.
Then we go back to the Sodon. Lieutenant Seamus arrives. She has a short conversation with Chalia and the rest of the crew.
Yeah, we find out some interesting things. So they are bringing over, I believe it's called the Kikuroga, which is Shalia's mobile armor. So it's basically en route. But at the same time, I guess that they're also having a conference, which is, I guess, Zeon. No mention of Earth forces from what I remember, but
I believe it's just Side 6.
So it's just Side 6 and then Cassilia. So she is coming over to do a conference with the president, and I think we noticed a person there. So I know in the subtitles it's spelled with a P. So
Pergamino.
So we looked it up because we knew it sounded really familiar. But it's called Bergamino in the English. But once we looked at the katakana, it's the PE at the beginning. So it makes sense that it would be Bergamino. So we think it's the same person. And basically, he was just a businessman on Side 6. And the White Base actually docked in his private dock to make repairs there, since on Side 6 you can't really do anything because they're a neutral colony. So that was an interesting lore dump, and I think that's the same person.
Yeah, very interesting cameo.
But we'll probably see him, I'm assuming, when Cassilia does get to the colony, since they are going to have that conference, so.
Yep. I probably shouldn't say cameo, we didn't get to see him, but like...
like a name.
Yeah, name drop. Yeah, that's better. But in this conversation, we have an interesting tidbit, so there is a what's the word I'm looking for? A kind of opinion that Side 6 would favor Gurren for some reason.
Yeah, and that's interesting.
Very interesting. I mean, I guess if someone was able to blow a hole in your colony with a giant space laser, you would probably favor that person too, just to be on their good side.
Yeah, we don't know what happened with the colony laser yet, so we don't know if Gurren still has it just ready and standby somewhere, but Gurren is probably the more intimidating. I mean, in terms of, I guess, like bold in-your-face military power, Cassilia, I think, as we've seen from other Gundam things as well, she does a lot of groundwork with like her secret police and stuff, but maybe they just view Gurren as the bigger threat. Who knows?
Yeah, that could be it. That's about it. We have like shots of Shalia and Seamus talking. I guess she brought some like wine from California.
Yeah. It just brings back the Char conversation with the wine.
Yeah. Let's see, next scene. We have Xavier talking to that Xeon information guy again on the train.
Yeah, and it just seems like, well, I think from this conversation we do get the confirmation about Xavier being there for Cecilia, because they don't trust Shalia Bull, especially with him bringing in the mobile armor during such a precarious time. Especially, they don't know what exactly he wants, so it seems like Xavier is there kind of like a special
like a spy.
yeah, like a spy for Cecilia, just to make sure he stays in line.
Yep. And there's also military police on the train.
Yeah, we'll see that they're just tracking Xavier throughout the episode.
Yeah. Then we go back to Machu. She goes and she sees Shuji and Yan hanging out. She doesn't go join them though. She's still kind of upset about what happened.
She's just very distant right now, and then
Yeah.
Shuji also has like the conversation with the Gundam again, just saying that, you know, Nian should be who she is. They like that. It was just basically just, you know, just saying that Shuji and the Gundam do like her. I don't know if they consider her the Mav, because that's what Nian was kind of like doubting. She doesn't really consider herself the Mav just because, you know, I think
Yeah.
it's because she like pulled his head during the last battle and basically used him as a shield and stuff.
That is crazy.
But yeah, she does feel kind of bad though, about those tactics, but man, yeah, it's just a complicated thing, and of course Machu is still very upset.
She's still very upset. She ends up leaving without bringing over like
just the food.
yeah, just the food that she was bringing. I think Nian kind of notices and she checks the door and she sees like an apple left behind.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure she knows that she was there.
Yeah. From that point, we actually follow Nian for a little bit. It's very awkward. She kind of listens to her boss's or like her handler's problems. It's like, oh, my daughter has a recital and I don't know what to get her.
Yeah, at least he treats her for food.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice.
But yeah, then we kind of get to just see her life, and he asks her like what is her goal with all the money that she's trying to make, and I think we can make a couple of inferences when we go into her apartment area.
Yeah.
So I know we took screenshots of like her calendar and then the books on her shelf. So it seems like she's trying to get citizenship. Probably, I'm guessing Forsyth 6. But maybe that's what the money is for.
Probably.
So yeah, she has like the calendar dates marked for it. She has the application on there.
Mhm.
And God help us if Google Translate is actually telling us the right thing. One of the
Yeah.
books does say about Xeon, like the Technology Institute.
Yeah. The Institute of Technology.
So that's kind of weird. Maybe she wants to go to school or something there, but that was an interesting book to pull up. You'll see the one with 85 on it, and we just Google lensed it. But I know it's been wrong before, but if that's true, then that's kind of a cool thing. But it seems like she also has a citizenship book on how to become a citizen too in that book area. So I'm assuming, yeah, that's what her money's gonna go towards.
Yeah, plus like her calendar shows like application due day and things like that.
So it's kind of at odds though. You'd think, like, I don't think she would want to go to Earth like Machu or Shuji, just because she is trying. I guess in a way she's like the opposite of Machu. She's trying to find a stable home, versus Machu, who just wants to, you know, go out.
Go out and explore, look for something that kind of calls to her and things like that. Let's see, from there we go to a construction yard where we see a construction gun tank. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like the gun tank that Char destroyed in the first episode. Second episode here, huh? For the movie, when it came out first, second episode in Gquuuuuux. But yeah, it looks like that was just basically your purpose for just construction work.
Yeah, but at the construction yard, we get a conversation between Chalia and Anki.
I was kind of surprised, though, because I thought they would know each other, just because she seems to know so much about new types and stuff. So, yeah, there goes my theory, but...
The only thing we really got is that she is like a former Xeon resident, at least.
Yeah, and then she just says she doesn't agree with Xeon or Side 6, so...
Yeah. And Chalia's got some crazy intuition here.
Well, not just that. I mean, it's funny that he shows her, like, the stickers of the Pomeranians on his phone.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, like, he mentions, like, can you just tell me... Like, first of all, they're trying to make a deal to get the Gundam back. And I guess the best condition that you can get it. But he does appreciate just being able to watch the battles to kind of get the battle data from the Gquuuuuux. But, yeah, after that, he wants to know about the pilot, just to know, like, you know, who is piloting the Gquuuuuux, not necessarily their identity or anything, but just kind of what person they are. So she says that it's a young woman, and I think he says, like, what? Is it
like both
of them? And then she's like, what?
Like what?
So we were just thinking, like, does he have, like, the new type intuition that two different people, like, were piloting it? Or, like, just because of their...
Like, just vastly different piloting style.
I mean, that would be crazy if it was, like, the new type thing.
But from there, Anki says that she can't verify that the Gundams are going to be undamaged. And it's because of their next opponent, who is bought by a company called, I kid you not, Amala Kamala.
Yeah, I was like racking my brain. I'm like, is this like an anonym for something? But I don't know. I think it's just like a nonsense word.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody does come up with that, I'd be really amazed if it's actually a reference to something.
It's Kamala. She lost. She lost all 7 swing states.
And now she's back in Gundam.
Now she's in Gundam with the stupid company name.
But yeah, so we find out that the top clan battle team was bought out by them, and they're just like, I wouldn't say they're shady because we talked about them later in the episode, like they're not a shell company or anything, but everybody just kind of has a bad feeling about what's happening with this company.
Yeah. Oh, and they better. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But first impressions from that first scene about them, they are bringing in supposedly an air conditioner. And this thing is way too big to be an air conditioner.
Yes, it's an air conditioner.
It's allegedly an air conditioner. And the ship is called Kobayashi, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, we don't know if that's a reference to Hayato or anything, but, you know, it was kind of a cool thing if it is. Maybe that's what he ended up doing after they became refugees from Side 7? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he just ran a shipping company. Who knows?
But what we do know is that it's an air conditioning unit.
Yes. Air conditioning. Nothing else.
And we get a glimpse of a young girl inside of the kind of bridge area of that ship. But
she has like this kind of gas mask thing over her. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't really get an explanation for that yet.
Yeah. Next scene is Machu is at the parent teacher conference. Yeah, she's waiting for her mom, like, for, I'm assuming, quite a while.
Yeah, it seems like it. Like, it's getting pretty late.
It's getting pretty late. Eventually she shows up, and both her mom and her teacher are kind of grilling her about, like, what do you want to be when you leave school? And and in addition, her mom's like, "Where have you been? You haven't been going to school."
Yeah, so she knows like something's up at night because she's supposed to be going to cram school. But obviously that's not happening.
Yeah.
We do get a quick mention of her dad, so we haven't seen him at all.
Yeah, the only confirmation we have is that he exists.
It kind of reminds me of Al from 0080, because his dad wasn't around. He was always working. So that's when he lived with his mom. So maybe it's a similar situation. Who knows?
Maybe.
But yeah, so they ask her, what does she want to do? You have to be more serious about this. And then I guess she does kind of open up. She's like, I want to go swim in the ocean on Earth. But they don't really take that seriously.
Yeah, they're like, no, you need to have like an actual obtainable goal. And she gets upset about that and just kind of leaves. It's like, see, this is why I can't talk to you.
She's having her angsty. This is her angsty period.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, like, can you even go to Earth while you're like a side? Because side six is supposed to be neutral, so I don't know if there's any way to travel to Earth or not.
I would imagine that since they're at side 6, they would have the best shot at going to Earth.
So yeah, I'm just wondering if that's like an impossible thing for her to actually go down to Earth, because I don't know, like her teacher or her mom could be like, do you want to study ocean life on Earth? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like she's choosing something that's completely made up.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem impossible, but at the same time, we don't know what the state of, traveling between the Earth and the colony is.
Yeah.
And or what the state of the Earth looks like, because, back when Operation British happened, just like in the regular series, like half of the population was wiped out at least. And we don't know what state the war had left it in. I mean, we talked about the wine vineyards kind of earlier on this episode. Shalia is pretty surprised that they were still kept intact. So, yeah, we don't know what the Earth looks like, and possibly, I'm guessing, within maybe the next couple episodes, maybe we might start finding out.
Yeah, who knows? Let's see, but from there, Machu kind of runs away. Then we get another scene on the Sodon. So the crew of the Sodon, one, they have a whole bunch of like military Zakus kind of like flying really close to the bridge. They're saying for intimidation purposes. But they are trying to look at information about Amala Kamala.
Sorry, it's just so funny.
I know, I can't believe I said that sentence either. But they find out that the address is very close to a laboratory that the Earth Federation runs in Japan.
Yep, and we get to see the map where that is, even though they call it the Far East.
Yeah. So this company is connected to that lab in some way.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Oh, and the people who are in Marker and Omer?
Yeah. No, gosh, who was the other person? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel so bad.
But anyway, like the people who are sitting in the navigator spots on the Sodon, they talk about, the Earth forces are so sus. They're the type that would use poison gas. It's like, you guys work for Xeon. Xeon did that first.
Yeah, Operation British. Come on, guys.
Like, you are in no way in a place to throw stones. Ugh. I don't know. I just found that funny. It's like pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah, it's just it is really interesting though that it is located so close to a certain spot that I think are going to get a reference to later on this episode with the labs that were in a different Gundam series. Just saying.
Yes.
It was Oscar. Oscar was the second operator.
Oscar.
I felt so bad. I'm like, I gotta look him up. I was like, oh, come on, man.
All right. So let's see. From the Sodon, we move on, to a dilapidated building that says Amala Kamala on it.
I'm sorry, guys.
I know, I can't take it seriously either. But we get to meet another legacy character.
That I don't think I wasn't expecting.
Actually, two.
Like two of them, yeah.
Yeah, two of them. So we get to see Bascom, one of the like big shots of the Titans, and his, Tim Pool-esque beanie.
I know, he has a beanie on now.
Still has those stupid goggles on.
Oh my god, but I'm just like so used to seeing him with his hat. Now he has a beanie on.
Yeah.
Gotta keep his head warm.
And with him we have Gates Kappa, who is another cyber new type.
Yeah, from the Augusta Institute. Not the one that we're thinking about Amala Kamala, but
Yeah. And they're the ones who are going to try and assassinate Cassilia.
Yeah, so I would assume it's not Shalia then. I don't think he has anything to do with it.
Guys.
But it is very interesting to see Bosk back. And yeah, we don't know anything about the Earth Forces, like what their leadership is like, anything like that. We don't even know if Revel is still alive at this point. But, we do know that at some point they did start doing the cyber new type thing, just like the Flanagan Institute for Xeon. So basically they haven't given up. We know that. And it'll be interesting to see, is Bosk and Gates like the first wave trying to come in and cause trouble in space? Or what's going to happen from there? I don't know.
This is going to be very interesting, since from what they're saying, they're saying that Cassilia has not left Granada for like 5 years. And we don't know if that's true because she has gone undercover before.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So that's going to be very interesting.
And it seems like Garen doesn't know about it either in terms of her meeting from like what we saw at the beginning of the episode. So kind of why now? Why now is this happening? Is it just the Gundams coming out, or is there something more going on right now?
They did say that Side 6 had nothing left to offer.
Except for money.
Yeah, except for money.
So, and they were also talking about the last episode about how the junk is being like bought up by Xeon too.
Yeah. Very interesting. But from there, Bascom mentions to Gates that he has to keep track of this young girl, right? And her name is Due, D-U-E-X.
D-E-U-X.
Oh, D-U-E-X?
D-E-U-X.
Oh, D-E-U-X. Okay, sorry. I wrote that down wrong.
So basically it's just French for two.
Yeah. And the closest... Well, I don't have to even go that route. They say that she's from the Murasami lab.
Mm-hmm. So, effectively, from their naming system, we know that she is the second cyber new type coming from this lab. So, just like in Zeta Gundam, we had 4. I actually had to look up the other ones, so we've had other ones referenced in like Uran's Greed and stuff, so like 0. But she is number 2. We've never covered number 2 in any Gundam lore as far as I know, as far as I can find, so.
I don't think so either.
Mm-hmm.
And she has some interesting lines. She mentions something about a real body, like her real body. And at first I was like, oh, like, is this part of the experiment? Was she like somehow transplanted into like a different body or something? But as the conversation goes on, she also mentions something of like heart, and she mentions the Psycho Gundam.
Yeah, so maybe she feels like the Psycho Gundam is kind of her body.
Yeah.
Because we know from past like Zeta Gundam how linked like the Psycho Gundam and like 4 were. Basically, they can move on their own. They can use their new type abilities to like move these suits on their own and not have to like actually be in the suit.
Yeah. It just heading for disaster.
Well, I know, because we got the name drop of the Psycho Gundam.
Yeah, it's like nothing ever good comes from the Psycho Gundam, like God.
You know, the AC unit. You know, it's just air conditioning. That's all.
Air conditioning. There's no Psycho Gundam in there. But she also mentions the Kira, which is very interesting because she would have not met Machu because she's the one who came up with that term, as far as I know.
Yeah, as far as we know, kind of Kira was what Machu called it. But maybe there's like some kind of shared connection, like when new types kind of go into that area. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's just kind of what. Maybe it's like a shared link of like what it's called. I don't know. And it's kind of interesting too because if she is a cyber new type, I don't know if I recall like for anybody having like the new type flash or anything. Like we've seen them emanate like new type power, but since they're not natural new types, do they still experience the same thing? I mean, I guess if you go back to like Unicorn or something, when Marita Cruz died, she eventually did get into that kind of realm area, but we don't know if she also experienced the Kira. So and it's really interesting. We don't know exactly. I mean, even from all the Gundam lore that we've seen, how do cyber new types actually work? Can they communicate on the same level as a regular new type?
I mean, I guess it kind of has to depend, right? So, Marita probably had a way bigger connection than any of the other cyber new types.
Well,
but as far as I know, all the other cyber new types were pretty much just drugs, hypnosis, and just artificial enhancements.
Yeah, we don't know if any of these cyber new types were actually new types to begin with anyway.
Yeah.
And then were just further enhanced, so I don't think there's any like set rules for this yet. And of course, like we don't know how she's experienced the Kira like you said, so.
Yeah. This scene was easily like the most interesting for me from the episode. But from there, I actually have to go back a little bit. So, after running away from the parent-teacher conference, Machu goes to the Pomeranian's hideout.
Mm-hmm.
She finds out that pretty much Anki is kind of ready to double-cross her. So, basically, she made a deal with Shalia that once the next clan battle is over, then she will pretty much hand over the Gquuuuux and reveal the location of the Red Gundam's hideout.
Yeah, she's been spying on Machu, so she knows the airlock and everything where they're actually hiding the Red Gundam and of course Shuji, so.
Yep, and she's doing it for the money.
Yep. I mean, they got like a whole like, I don't know, like safe full of money too, so. I kind of made a joke, like it'd be funny if Machu went back and just stole it. Use it for their Earth payment.
Okay, this is going to be really random.
Uh-huh.
But for some reason, my brain went to Twister.
Because Anki's doing it for the money?
Yeah, she's doing it for the money, not the science.
She's not doing it for the love of the clan battle. She's doing it for the money.
All right. Aside from that, sorry about that. Sorry, I'm kind of forgetting that guy's name. That doesn't really like this idea.
I'll try to find his name in a second, but essentially, he doesn't want to double cross Machu, even though they don't like having the Gundam. He didn't like having the Gundam there to begin with.
He did not like the idea of having it, but he doesn't want to double cross someone who has helped them with their debt. So he tells her to not come back for the next battle.
I think it's Nabu.
Nabu?
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah.
So he's actually trying to protect Machu, because they do mention that they're finally out of debt and everything, but yeah, he's not sitting well with them double crossing Machu after what she's actually done for them, so.
Yeah. After that, Machu goes and sits in the Gundam. she has kind of a monologue, or I don't know if she's talking out loud or she's having a monologue, trying to think about what to do next. If it is a monologue, then the Haro legit just reads her mind.
I know, that Haro is like legit a new type too.
But later, Machu meets up with Nian, supposedly to tell her about what's going on with the Pomeranians.
But it kind of, the episode ends before we can actually get any of that together, so we'll probably see that next episode.
And once that cuts off, we see Xavier running from, I'm assuming, Side 6.
I think it's just the
security.
military. Yeah, I think it's the military police.
Yeah, and he's about to get shot by 2 of them, and Shalia just comes in with his jetpack from above and shoots them both.
I'm not gonna lie, like when I first saw that, I was thinking about Guardians of the Galaxy when Yondu comes down. He's like, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all."
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
But I think Shally is probably like my favorite like aspect of this series so far.
Best character of the show.
He is, yeah. But he's just so casual. I mean, it looks like something Char would do too. He just like comes floating down in his jetpack with his gun. So yeah, that's what Shally does. He saves Xavier and he shoots the MP. So essentially, he's like, I guess I'm gonna have to tell Gihren's secret police to help keep this, hush hush right now.
Yeah.
It might not matter next episode.
It might not matter next episode. And Xavier questions whether or not he can kill Shalia if he is behind the assassination attempt.
Which, I think for us, I think we've answered it that he's not. But at the same time, who knows if, like, Shalia has his own plans. I mean, I'm pretty sure he knew what Char wanted to do, with the zombies. I'm just saying. But I don't think he would be brass enough, especially without Char right now, to actually pull off any assassination attempts.
Plus, this is Gundam. No one's safe.
Yeah, literally nobody's safe in this show.
No one is safe in Gundam. And the episode closes out with Cassilia kind of approaching the colony.
We do have a quick scene of Shuji, too. So,
oh, yeah, Shuji, yeah.
Essentially, he says, like, the story's about to change, and, like, he's about to, like, redo the paint in his, like, hideout.
Yeah, in his hideout.
So I think that just foreshadows what's going to happen.
Yeah. Next time on Mobile Suit Gundam Gquuuuuux.
Well, just say shit's about to go down.
Yeah. Destruction.
Yeah. A lot of destruction and probably war crimes.
Yep. So first thing I picked up on is Machu is saying a plan for the 2 of us. Now, who is being left out?
Yeah, and we kind of see Nian hugging Shuji later, so I don't know if, like, she's gonna say goodbye to them, because, like, we talked about earlier in this episode, we think her goal is to actually become a citizen, so I doubt that she wants to move again, especially after earning all that money, probably putting in an application, so, of course, that's gonna all depend on how screwed up this colony gets.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. But do you think it's just for the 2 of them? Like, is it just Machu and Shuji? Are we talking about them, or?
It would have to be about them, right? Because Machu and Shuji want to go to Earth.
Yeah.
However, the credits want to make you feel like Machu and Nian are the main characters. So I have no clue what is going on here.
Yeah, and she's actually... Nian's, like, actually on the Gundam hand, too. So we're like, who's piloting the Gundam this time? Because obviously we know both of them can.
Maybe there's going to be some kind of switch off at some point.
Could be, yeah. But I think the biggest reveal is the AC unit.
Yeah, the AC unit is actually not an AC unit.
We're assuming it's something called a Psycho Gundam.
Yep. And we see it in mobile armor mode, and then we see it in mobile suit mode firing inside of the colony.
Yeah, we see that whoever is in the Gquuuuuux is blocking with their shield. So, how many people are gonna die this next episode?
Oh boy.
We might need a big kill counter after this.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like nobody is safe. That includes any of the Pomeranian people. I don't know, probably Machu's mom, who knows. But yeah, Side 6 is not gonna be the same. We'll just say that.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the same. I doubt that the whole colony would get destroyed.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I doubt it, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like there is a slight possibility.
I mean, we know what mobile armors and colonies have done before. I mean, oh god, what is it? Was it narrative? Yeah, it was narrative, huh?
Yeah,
where they went inside the colony and they just blew kind of a big hole in there too. So,
thinking of narrative or unicorn?
No, it was
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it was narrative. It was like that.
Sorry. The Sanaju Stein inside of the Neo Zeon.
Yeah. So it like just blew a whole big hole in the colony, which I'm pretty sure that did not help a lot of people.
Yeah.
And of course, we remember from the from Zeta the destruction of the Hong Kong by the Psycho Gundam too.
Yeah, by the Psycho Gundam, yeah.
So we don't know anything really about this pilot yet. Number 2.
Yeah, number 2. Do.
All we just know is that she wears a gas mask. I'm sure she is very mentally stable. That's all I can say.
The gas mask kind of looks like... I don't know if you guys have played Nikke, but there is a character in there that has kind of like a similar mask. Just to kind of describe it. I believe it's Viper. It's one of the ones that you have to spend a long time at the rehabilitation center, grinding for. But the mask kind of looks like that.
Yeah, I don't know what it could be used for.
I don't know either.
I doubt it's like a breathing thing or something.
I don't think it is.
But I guess that's probably something we might find out next episode.
Yeah. I mean, Rosamia said that her lungs were enhanced. Maybe this is like a prototype of that?
I mean, yeah, that could be. Since we know she's number 2, and we don't see Rosamia until about Force time, so...
Yeah.
And of course, the whole cyber new type process could be different, too.
Could be different. It could be way more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, it seems like they finally have everything they need to go to Earth, and there's just this shot of Machu just like going crazy or something.
Yeah, we don't know how berserk she's gonna go, but that's what it looks like.
Could it be interference from the Psycho Gundam?
Maybe.
Could be.
Maybe it's all that pressure from the pilot or something too.
Could be.
I mean, we kind of had that one with Shiko, but she didn't go crazy. But at the same time, Machu wasn't her main target or anything, and she didn't really participate in that battle that much.
Yeah. And Shiko did not have a Saikamu equipped suit.
Oh, I think they mentioned too that the Saikamu was banned too in the treaty. So
yes.
So that they shouldn't be building mobile suits with that. Of course, we know both Zeon and now the Earth forces don't abide by that. So you think we could maybe get like another Zeknova thing?
Ooh. I don't know. It's possible.
There's just so many questions. Like I'm really excited to see the next episode. Darn you, week.
It's crazy.
But overall, okay, so not looking forward to next one. What did you think about this episode?
This episode? Honestly, I kind of like it a little more than last episode.
Yeah, this one is... it just has so much that's gonna build up to. And
Yeah.
it just makes me excited for the next one. But it's interesting because now we get the lore dump of kind of what the Earth Forces is doing in a sense, even though we haven't seen the Earth yet. But we know that they're at least inside 6. So I think they're trying to make their move soon. We've already heard in the past episodes that Gurren and Cassilia don't really get along with each other. So it could be them trying to strike that imbalance, especially if they're going to assassinate Cassilia.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? We also did get a mention too.
Yeah.
Anaheim is still around.
Yes, Anaheim Electronics is around.
So is Zeonic, but that's kind of part of the course because Zeon won the war.
Yeah.
But it didn't get absorbed into Anaheim this time. And then we have the new company, which is like Naval One or something.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's part of the reason why Cassilia is seeing Pergamino. I'm going to say Pergamino now, but
Yeah.
so I think that's part of her meeting too. So, yeah, it's the whole retrospective, how we remember it in regular Gundam timeline, UC timeline to this. It's just really interesting to see like what did and what didn't survive.
Yeah, like just how things shift.
But yeah, so this episode just gave us a lot. It gave us a lot to process before we actually go into God knows what's gonna happen next week.
Yeah.
And I think it was really interesting too to see just Nian's place and like when we were looking at like the books and the calendar and stuff too, to just kind of get her perspective on things, because we know what Shuji wants, we know what Machu wants, but we never knew what she wanted. So
Yeah. And for having an apartment building that looks awful on the outside, looks really shady, her apartment actually looks kind of nice. It's small, but it's kind of nice.
it's a decent one. And so yeah, it's just good to see something about her too. I mean, after her kind of Kira like drug freak out last week, which was kind of funny, but yeah, so it's good to get something on Nian because we haven't had much information about what her goal is and what her role in the trio is. And of course we get to see angsty Machu.
Yes, angsty Machu. It got to a point where I was like, hold on, angsty teen, blue-haired mom, is this just female Camille?
I mean, kind of in a way, but it's like she's having her angsty teenage moment. I mean, Amuro had his angsty teenage moments too in the first series. Ran away. So it's just following in Gundam tradition. But that's all I can really think of. It's just a really good episode to build up. We got a lot of lore.
Very good setup for the second half of this. I don't know if there's going to be a second season, but
yeah. So we at least know that there's 12 episodes. This was 6. So
yeah, this was 6.
And I think we can assume that the clan battles are done after this, because
oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're going back to the Pomeranians anytime soon.
Probably not.
Who knows if they'll actually survive? We'll see.
Who will survive?
Yeah, kind of.
Very interested, because I had a prediction that Machu and Shuji would end up on the Sodan at some point. I think it was during our movie review. I made that prediction. So we'll see what happens, if that becomes a thing or not.
It'd be like crazy if they like ended up killing off like Nian or something. That'd be weird. Especially since
she's in the credits.
Yeah. But it's Gundam though.
But then again, Ryu was also in the credits.
She's just a Gquuuuux Ryu. Wow.
Ryu was also in the credits for the original Gundam. So
I'm just thinking, like, that colony is about to get so screwed up, man. And you know what? It would not surprise me if we have some deaths of people that we do know the names of. I'm just saying I'm gonna get ready for that kill count again.
Oh yeah. I wonder if we're gonna get like a second opening.
Oh, we could.
Yeah,
Maybe,
we could,
possibly.
maybe, because things are gonna shift so dramatically.
Definitely not gonna have the Pomeranians probably around, so they probably won't be in that second opening. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm just ready for next week. Just give it to me already. I'm ready to see what's gonna happen.
Give it to me now. Do it now.
So yeah, overall this was a really good episode. Good setup, and it makes me really want to see what's gonna happen.
I'd say maybe like a B+.
Yeah, that's probably a good place to put it. Alright, any other thoughts about it? Anything you want to add in?
I don't believe so.
Besides, I can't wait for next week.
I can't wait for next week. Bring it already. Yeah, I don't believe so. I don't know, do you have any announcements?
I know you just put up that short for the Cast Walls Gundam, so...
Yes.
So I'm working on that set right now, doing that, because there is more than one SD model in that before I do the whole review, but still.
Yeah. And they can kind of see it because the core fighter is also included in that short. It's a very, like, small part of the short, but the red core fighter is in there.
Yeah, so that's the one I'm working on. What do you have coming up?
Let's see. You have episode 3 of Encounters in Space. Amy is also in it.
Yeah, we recorded that on Mother's Day. That was fun.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with the way that I record PS2 games at the moment, I did not have a separate mic for her. So she's kind of in the background a little bit.
I'll try my hardest the next time to, really talk loud in that microphone.
Well, I think I have a way to where I can have both mics. I just have to adjust a little bit. But episode 3 and 4 have been recorded and are scheduled. Kind of the same audio thing. I think I had the game volume a little too high too, so yeah. Sorry about that, Amy.
That's okay.
Yeah. They can still hear you at times, it's just...
It was just probably me just making jokes or something, I don't know. Just making commentary.
Yeah.
About Hot Shalia and fun stuff, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's about it for my announcements.
Alright. Well, I think we probably sign off. Look forward to watching the next episode. Hopefully you guys liked our commentary.
Hopefully.
Probably just hear us constantly gushing about how we want the next episode already. But yeah, just keep following along. This is really, I'm really excited.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited too. Like, this is where things are going to get a lot more serious.
And yeah, I'm just ready for the turning point. Like, don't get me wrong, the clan battles was a good way to set things up, but like, this is Gundam.
Yeah, this is Gundam. When the hammer drops, it needs to drop and have meaning.
And I think it's gonna have meaning.
Not like Gquuuuuux, where the hammer dropped and then it just went back to the status quo.
Yes, we'll eventually get to that series as well.
It's like, shut up, Josh, come on.
But I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out with us and listening to our rants about this episode. Always, just if you can subscribe, like us, we appreciate it. We're still trying to get our stuff together since we don't have social media and stuff yet, so
yep.
It's a building process. But if you guys like us, just like it, give us subscribe to us, and then we'll try to make things better as we go along.
Be sure to leave a comment too.
Yeah, leave a comment. You can leave a comment about, I don't know.
Talk about how awesome Chalia is, or like what else you liked about the episode.
Why is Shalia hot?
Or I don't know, maybe why does Josh sound so monotone in the recording? I don't know.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to put in, we'll indulge it. If you guys have questions and stuff, we'll try to answer the questions too.
Yep.
Or comments.
And share us with your friends.
Your Gundam friends. I don't know.
I mean, soon enough we will do other things.
Yeah, there are other stuff we can look at. I like other mecha anime and stuff too, so.
I kind of have a little bit of a plan for October. But that is not Gundam related.
But yeah, thanks guys. Like, share, subscribe, and just let us know what we can do better, what you want to see, all that fun stuff.
Yep. This has been Josh.
And this is Amy.
For Gundam of Gundams. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.